Hello? What is up, gamers? Gonna be one moment, and then we start leveling. No, I didn't play hams. I bet it's great. Unfortunately, it's illegal. Can't stream it. But I bet it is. I bet it is great. Red splits. Voss. This is the first mage. I don't know what it was. Oh my god, guys. My allergies have been killing me. Sidetracked. My allergies have been killing me. And I'm like, dude, what is happening? This is the worst it's ever been. And I randomly looked at my medicine and it expired in 2025, in January 2025. So I went out and I got some new medicine and I've been feeling so much better. Like I'm actually alive. So I had to take one of these bad boys before I forget. Bro, it was so bad. Like, I'm not even joking. I was like, I was like, I went on a hike with Liz and the family on the 4th. And I straight up, I had snot coming out of my eyes, bro. It was the craziest experience I've ever had. I couldn't even see it. I was walking for 2 miles in the fucking, it was raining, but it was super sunny. It was, I don't know, dude, it was fucking crazy. That was crazy. Same night we played. Yeah. Yeah, it was really bad. For reference, Liz, like, there have been times that it's been like that, but I'm just in my office. So it's like not as bad. Because I can just stick tissues up my nose and then I just chill. But like when I'm in public, like sticking tissues up my nose just feels really weird. Doing well today. Yeah, it's much better. I still feel it for sure. Like my nose is pretty congested, but it's better than just like relentless snot, bro. Happy to see you on Mage. Honestly, I'm feeling good about Mage. I was playing last night. for fun, and I was like, it's just fun to level a class that's fast. It doesn't feel good. You know, I was playing the Paladin, and it just doesn't feel, it doesn't hit the same, bro. It just doesn't. I wish it did. But like, getting to my level 20 as a mage just is so much more fun. Uh-oh. Guild Wars video stream is amazing, considering continuing the game. I actually was considering playing it. When I was out on my phone, I was at Liz's mom's house. We were there for the 4th of July, and everybody was kind of just chilling by like night. And I wanted to download it on my phone, but it required a higher version of the operating system than I'm on. I think I'm on like OS 16, and it's like you need OS 26. I was like, oh. Otherwise, I would have been playing it yesterday, 2 days ago. Paladin's just overall boring. Yeah. I need to turn that command off. One to 10 pally goes hard? Yeah. 1 to 10 pally is nice. I'm playing on US, but I'm just playing on a dead server. Just trying to practice the mage a little bit. I'm like, I think I'm going to play 2 classes for Classic Plus. I think it's going to be a mage and a prop pally. Ew? What do you mean, ew? Those are peak classes. Yeah, I'm going BlizzCon. 100% Alliance angle? I really hope so. I would be fine to play both. Like if I had an Alliance character and a Horde character. But I'm not going to play just Horde. I will play Alliance, no matter what. Wonder if I should kill this or not. I don't really have fireballs. I'm just going to go for a reset. I have to kill one of these and then leave. And come back. Never mind, it didn't pull. This is not a hardcore server. If Liz wants to go and play Orc Warlock on launch, Liz isn't going to play Classic Plus, I don't think. This is, changed woman. She's broken free of the WoW grasp. Well, I bought... I didn't buy a mining pick. Liz, you should make a warlock. Alliance warlock. If it's good. This is not hardcore. Best leveling method for higher levels 50 to 60. You know, one of my favorite grinding spots in the early 50s is the satyrs in Ishara. They're about 52 to 54. In the north to northeast section of Ishara. You bounce between 2 or 3 camps. I find that it's a really nice spot to grind. It is contested on some servers. But I kill those and then the birds. It's just very decent. You can also opt for furbogs. It's actually, furbogs is a great one too, because furbogs in Fellwood. Because you can unlock the furbog rep, which is used for 3 quests, and if you don't grind it, you don't get the quest otherwise. And since the classic servers are in 1.12 now, the final phase 6, you get the feathers. So, you know, every like 20 mob kills or 15 mob kills or whatever, you get a couple feathers to turn in, which is an additional like 3 mob kills worth of XP. So it's like relatively efficient if you can stomach it. It's not a fun one. That grind is not very fun, and the mobs themselves are not particularly the most desirable. They could be annoying, like they do a curse which doesn't let you heal. But it's a good option. That's my 2 suggestions. Good luck, brother. Liz needs her to open her own company. That's a lot. Are you worried Classic Plus will be SOD 2.0? Yes. For sure. But I hope it isn't. Thank you, Smeeden. Yo, what's up, Hicks? Hope you're doing well, bro. It's been a long time. Yo, Z-Cogs. Thank you, bro. Where do we draw the line with Classic Plus? Not my job, bro. I'll just play it and have fun, or play it and not have fun. Paladin, Shaman playable on both factions? I hope not. Honestly, I like, you know, a lot of people don't like this, but I like that there's 2 different, almost distinct play styles for Horde and Alliance that both represent them in an RP manner and offer a different replayability experience. Like, you know, if you play on Horde, your PvP and PvE experience is vastly different than compared to Alliance. Threat management, melee DPS wise, spiky Wind Fury procs, enhanced shamans in PvP, Ellie shamans in PvP one-shotting people versus freedom on Pally, and then you have like a bop for pulls and AoE and everything. Like, it's distinct, but it's flavorful and it's not too OP, I don't think. Like, there's clear advantages for both Alliance and Horde if you have access to only one of the classes. You know, hypothetically speaking, on paper, Horde is better than Alliance if you have a group of full hard gamers, like really try hard gamers that never make any mistakes, and like you roll decently well on your tank threat. But it's more risky because people can get like really high crit RNG and then like not hold back and cause issues. That's why you get things like the classic like Onslaught memes where it's like, oh, Onslaught's doing a speed run and they wiped again to overpull. They wiped again to threading. Like, but it's so iconic and it's fun. So I like it. I hope that they don't just homogenize factions like that. Cool if Classic progress through X-Packs non-linearly. I mean, I think there's definitely just a reimagined timeline possibility, which could be really cool. Like you start in like Classic area and then you just go to Northrend instead of TBC. Then you have like Karazhan and Zulaman stuff, but you just don't include the Dark Portal. Keep Northrend like really scary. You don't put a city there. Add in Blackwing Descent. You know, there's Grimbatol from Cataclysm. You know, there's a lot of stuff that happened later on. You could have Uldum. It'd just be like a progress cooked this anniversary on Classic Horde. Yeah. No, I think like doesn't show on my chat, Jazz. Thank you, bro. I don't know who did that. 5 gifted on YouTube. I really appreciate it. My chat plugin is not showing that for some reason.
What's on your mind?
I appreciate it, Mr. Jiggle. Travel to Algaz Station. I'm assuming I kill, like, rats? This is on Era, yeah. No, what I was saying, progress cooked this anniversary on Classic Horde, like, so did Squawk. Like, a lot of, like, really high-end players went Horde, and, you know, Squawk wasn't doing speedruns, they were doing, like, parsing stuff, and the boundaries you're able to push on Horde with, like, the knowledge you have now, and especially dual spec in raids, is ridiculous. Like, they were doing, like, two heal fights in BWL with, like, 6 enhancement shamans that flex resto on certain fights, like 2 healing Fire Maw with 38 DPS, like 37 DPS, 1 tank, 2 healers. You just kill Fire Maw in 8 seconds. Like, it's ridiculous what you can do now. And that's not as realistic on Alliance because the top end of DPS is much lower. A lot of the benefit of Alliance comes from longer fights and better mana efficiency and threat management. But in the current iteration of Classic, it's almost flipped to Horde, in my opinion, that, you know, outside of maybe speedruns benefit Alliance because it's basically like a 30-minute fight. But pure power, like, Horde is better. Which is cool. It's cool that there's differences like that. You'd have to say for Sod, so overtuned the rotations were way more fun for me personally. Yeah, I mean the Sod rotations for me felt very close to like Cataclysm, Wrath era combat. And that's a good thing. It may not be, perfect for everybody, but I find that Wrath combat is satisfying, at least in PvE. I prefer classic PvP over Wrath PvP though. I kind of like the slower paced PvP because it almost puts more weight behind everything you're doing. I think TBC PvP is a step up of Classic and a step below Wrath, obviously because of the iteration style. And I think that's perfect for me. TBC PvP is something special. Now, I do think it's a little OP and not perfectly balanced, but it feels good. Giving odds on Blizzard doing a good job implementing Classic Plus? I don't know. I mean, I don't have any information to give any basis for what I'm saying. So I'm just throwing something out there. I feel like it's very unlikely that Blizzard respects the philosophy of classic 2004 developers because it's viewed as an outdated perspective. And so they're going to probably lean towards modernization of the game rather than sticking to its original roots and developing and enhancing what already is there. With that in mind, I think that that's higher risk to fail because you're implementing a modern take rather than working with what works. That's my genuine, like, I don't know numbers, but I think that it's more likely they modernize it, which I think is possibly harder to do. So it's almost like setting themselves up for failure in a way. Because the OSRS treatment, I feel like OSRS treatment can mean so many things. It's the same thing that people say when they say horizontal progression. They're like generalizing a concept and then just saying it. It's like, well, are you talking about voting? Are you talking about slow rollout of features? Are you talking about developers that value an experience over the players, like, or over the numbers? Like, what is the treatment? Maybe it's everything. But I hope so. I mean, RuneScape, I feel like they did an interview recently that I really liked. They one of the leaders said something around like, prioritizing the experience and making a better product than making money. Something along those lines. I don't remember the exact wording or the context, but it was like, yeah, we're not really in it to make money. We're trying to make a better game. Like, obviously they're trying to make money, but it's not their priority. TBC PvP is a nice sweet spot. It just excludes so many playstyles. And yeah, I mean, I think that the problem is that WoW wasn't really designed to be a balanced 2v2 experience. I feel like the core of the game was designed around larger scale PvP. And I think you see that, like, in Classic, there's a reason there's not arenas in the game. There's battlegrounds, which are harder, like, higher numbers. Last time you showered? I'm gonna have to check my calendar, honestly. Must have been in June. Too many Classic players want to buy gold to respect 2004 philosophy. I think Blizzard should kick all the gold buyers in the nuts. Fuck them. Sorry, you playing Warcraft 3? I didn't see that, no. Oh, what? I mean, it's just not good for the game, bro. What can I say? Designing a game around a person who doesn't want to play your game is how you fail. Like, that's what it is. People who buy gold just don't want to play the game you're offering. They want a part of it, but they don't want your game.
I've the finest words in the land. Interest you on the pint?
I was really into Warsong Gold tournaments in Classic. I feel like that was something... Yeah, I kind of agree. I think in Classic Plus, I would want them to stray away from arenas and more towards rated battlegrounds. That may not be as approachable to people because you need more people, but I'm sure that they can make a system where it's like solo queue RBGs and then like pre-made RBGs. And I know a lot of people like arenas, but I think that it just fits better in Classic to have RBGs. Really, I mean, larger scale PvP is just so Classic. And I think it's more balanced. Like, when you look at a properly balanced 10v10 Warsong team, you have pretty much one of every class. Pretty much. You know, you want a hunter for defense, you want a rogue for defense, maybe a warlock for defense. Maybe your hunter, warlock are playing like mid/defense. Maybe you have 3 people, maybe you have 2. You know, then you want a warrior for Mortal Strike, you want a paladin or shaman, maybe 2 shamans. You want a mage, maybe 2 mages. You want a druid flag carrier. You know, like, you pretty much hit all of the marks when you're queuing 10-man, and I think that's what makes it so balanced. You know, there's a need for every class. They may not be the craziest at any specific thing, but like, you want your mage for the CC, you want the warlock maybe to rot. They're really strong 2v2 with like rogue. It's good, man. It really is. Like, it always comes down to whose druid is better. I mean, there's comp differences. Like, sometimes, you know, like a horde team will just, you know, this is another dynamic. You know, horde and Warsong Gulch I actually think are a little stronger in mid because of shamans. Being able to Ellie Mastery double crit burst on people is really strong. So, you know, like, sometimes you can just get out-comped in the mid-fight and just not have control of the game ever. There's a lot of different things that can happen. Not everyone who wants to raid necessarily wants to farm 600 gold worth of consumables every week. If that's what is expected in order to compete and not look like you are subpar. I think that there should be a balance between how much you should farm and how much time that takes. And the TBC is not a good reference for that right now, in my opinion. I think it's too high. I think I would want them to do something like they did with Psalm, where they did like Lotus procs. And I would like them to up the bounty on the world, like higher respawn rate on all nodes. So it's just easier to farm. And I don't think it should be like a really painstaking experience to go out and farm like Plague Bloom. Like it just shouldn't be. It should be fun. It should be fine. You should just be able to go into the world and go find nodes. And so like that's a problem. That's the real problem when you're talking about 600 gold worth of consumes. What you're saying is that my consumes that I want are too inaccessible for the average player to actually collect, so they have to buy them. That's what it sounds like when you're saying I can't afford 600 gold worth of consumables. So let me put it in a different perspective. Would you be okay with farming materials for 2 hours a week? I think that's a reasonable amount of time. If you want to raid, let's say 4 to 8 hours, I think you should be willing to put in 20 to 30% of that time as farm time. I think that's the balance. That would be my level of balance. If I had to put a number to it, it would be around 25% of active time in raid required as out of raid time. So like, you know, you raid for 2 hours, you need a flask, maybe 5 of each consumable, some food buffs. It should take you about 30 minutes to 45 minutes to get those materials. I think that's fair. I need to get more, what if I just reset it? Oh, we have enough. No, we'll just reset it. Part of the problem is botting as well. Nobody wants to compete with bots 24/7. Well, like, why are you competing with bots? Why are you competing with bots? There's two options. Either one, they exist, or two, the nodes don't exist. So like, if they're not going to ban the bots, they should just up the amount of nodes really high. I don't understand why they don't. Like, you should be able to go around and into the world and just find nodes, like, all you want. Because there's 10,000 people on a server, like, why are we sticking with the same, like, respawn nodes? You're like, yeah, just drown a node. Like, it doesn't have to be super serious. That's one thing that I've recently kind of took a stance on is like, just make nodes like super plentiful. I don't think it's a big deal to be farming like that. Like, especially in a classic MMO, like, putting people out in the world farming all the time just means you're going to have more interactions with each other. And I think that's overall a good thing. Even if that means the economy, the value of each individual item is lower, I don't think it matters. Still have rarity with recipe drops. Yeah, and you could still have like glory things, like, you know, you could still have relatively low proc chance for Black Lotus. And then you can be like, oh yeah, I'm farming, and even though the dream foil I'm picking is really not that it's special, I'm getting a couple Lotus per hour, and that's cool. I'm making some money. Wouldn't that ruin the economy? It's all relative. Why does it ruin the economy to have cheap herbs? Does it actually ruin the economy? I don't think so. How do you feel about pity nodes, or if you haven't found a node for a while? It's an interesting concept. I don't personally like the idea of having nodes that only you can see. I feel like I'm not a fan of making things only someone can see because I think it creates a level of incongruity. I don't know if that's even a word. It creates a level of like almost what layers do, where it splits the world into different people's perspectives. I don't like it. I don't like it out of principle. It's not even like I don't even think it would be bad as a system. I just think that there's probably better ways to handle that rather than give people like different Worlds. It would do the same thing as plentiful nodes? No, it wouldn't, because you'd see somebody off in this distance. You're both herbalizing, and then you see somebody who you're right ahead of dismount right behind you, and they pick up a pity node. They didn't do anything on your screen. They just sat there and they stood up. They dismounted. They kneeled down on nothing, and then they stood up and they mounted, and they just got a Black Lotus right behind you. And it's just like, I think it's just a strange experience, and I think it's unnecessary. I think that, especially on PvP servers, you should have to compete over a node. If you guys are both necessary, or if you guys are both in the same spot, I think it's necessary that, you know, there's that dynamic of who gets to it first. You know, oh, I saw that before he saw it. He started walking by and then he turned around, but I got it first. That's what I think, that you can have more of those experiences with plentiful nodes to achieve pretty much the same effect as a pity node. What about pity nodes, but others can compete for pity nodes? Well, then just have faster respawns. I think having more nodes keeps the PvP interaction too. Yeah, I don't think it's bad either. And it could even be like you have higher nodes in like densely populated areas, or higher node respawns in densely populated areas. Like, you know, you could create pseudo hotspots for PvP on PvP servers and influence things kind of like Devil Store Mafias to pop up where they control certain areas. And then, you know, like it creates a level of the world being more dynamic and rewarding to go out in the world and farm. Not necessarily saying that it should be like that, but there's options. Let's be real, even if the up spawns is still, I mean, it's not though. There's a lot of people, including, like, I'm one of them. When I played TBC, I farmed the first 2 weeks because nodes were plentiful, and then I stopped farming and I never farmed again. And the reason that I stopped farming is because I went out one day and I got nothing in 45 minutes, and I said, this is fucking bullshit. This isn't fun. I'm not getting anything. I'm wasting my time. And I think that's the problem a lot of people have with gathering, is they pick up a gathering, they try it, they get nothing, and then they buy gold. I think that's probably a very common thing. I have no backing for that. It's pure vibes. I like that Winatarium. Get rid of mega servers. Yeah, I agree. I'm a huge proponent of small server size. Omega proponent. Like, I think that it's never going to happen because Blizzard are cowards. They're cowards and they're afraid of dead servers and the Reddit fallout. But I genuinely think smaller servers are so good for Classic. You get identity, you get character identity, you get achievement identity. Like, let's say you're the first and only person who has the ZG Tiger. That doesn't happen on a mega server. It's not cool. It's not cool anymore because as soon as ZG comes out, 4 people get the mount. Because there's 10,000 people, they're all standing in Stormwind. There's a level of scarcity I think that smaller servers create that turns the game into more of like, you can't really have. This is a good example. It's like big fish in a small pond. I think giving people the opportunity to have that is very good for the game. Because you recognize who they are. On a mega server, there's a lot of big fish. There's some insane fish, and maybe you recognize the insane fish, but that's the only people you recognize because there's so many big fish. Wouldn't that make the server feel empty? I mean, there's a decent balance you have to strike, and that's the hard part. 50 plus Scarab Lords. Exactly. Like that's the whole point. Like Scarab Lord on a mega server just doesn't mean anything. It's like not as cool. Tier 3 server, Tier 3 priest on a niche private server. I have a lot of clout. It's true. You're talking to an audience who likes streamers and who play on streamer server. Ta-da, huge server. Yeah, well, I don't think that should be like propagated by Blizzard. Like, I think people should have to deal with the question of, is it worth for me to try to play with a streamer? Is it worth me sitting in a 5-hour queue? And for a lot of people, it won't be. Escape style servers. I mean, that's just like a mega server, right? No, I'm not going to play EQ Legends. Bro, there's no boars. What is wrong with this game? I wonder if I'm not even supposed to finish this. That's kind of what Bloomhoof said is I think that's exactly what it is. Grind Monsters and Memories. Yeah, I still plan on doing it. What class are we looking for? I'm looking for Pally Mage. Those are my calls. Pally Mage.
Great to meet you. See you soon.
Grind to 6,500 XP.
Off with you.
How am I behind on XP? There's no way. Yo, what's up, Burning? Mage Guide get an update in there? Sure. That would be sick. I'm actually thinking about speedrunning Mage. Not hardcore. Yo, what's up, Paychecks? Classic Plus. Waiting. You should, bro. Terraria is sick. You should. You know what? You should check out Monsters and Memories, bro. Classic MMO. I'm a huge shill of it. Cook your roasted boar meat. Understood. All of it? Monsters and Memories is going to be a sick game. Swear to God. But if you guys have any interest in classic MMOs, why did I just buy a bag? I followed the guide and I'm vendoring it. What is going on? Why did it skip all these parts? I don't even know why. What am I supposed to be doing? Yeah, Monsters and Memories, if anyone's interested in classic MMOs, you have like 3 friends that are interested. It's like, I swear to God, it's so fun. Monsters and Memories is not out. It's coming out in October. Why? Why is it fun? It's an MMO world first game. It's like classic. And if you don't know anything about the world, you get to explore a world for the first time. And it's very classic, it's very punishing, slow, it's more about the journey. It's reminiscent to like the hardcore WoW experience. It's very chill. It's like EverQuest, kind of. $500 to 60, maybe like 300. Did you do East Lock? No, I didn't. But the guy told, like, skipped it. Ever played Asheron's Call? No, I didn't. Was it ding 14 in Stormwind? Oh. Oh, I'm supposed to ding with the turn in whatever the fuck. Yeah, the bag. Yeah, my XP is really high for some reason. I think it's just because this is my. Yeah, I do need the wise man's. I think for whatever reason, because this is my first run in a long time, I think I just grinded too much everywhere. And so I've been ahead of XP since even like level 5. I think I just did way too much in the very beginning.
Safe travels. Here there.
I've never done these quests. Is this the appropriate way to get up there? 6 buzzards, 5 boars. Yeah, pretty decent XP. I actually opted to skip. I mean, I'm so far ahead on XP that I even skipped the second Wash to Shore quest. And I'm still ahead. I think I'm like a full level ahead of everything. Can I kite these in? Let's see.
I have the finest wares in the land.
Hey there.
No croc quest. Or if there's any items that I need here. Oops. I feel like I haven't played mage in a while. Still some weird things.
Farewell.
I have the finest wires in the land.
Really. Here's where I buy agile boots for K Super on launch. Oh yeah. I almost want to do. You know what I think would be fun burning? I know there's an event going on right now, so it doesn't seem realistic to do. There's the Kamiseo speedrunning thing. But having like a team speedrun would be so sick. Where it's like, I don't know how you do it, but almost like creating an aspect of 2 guild fresh starts. How big of a team? That's what I don't know. Like what I liked, so I haven't really thought anything about this. This is the first you guys are hearing about it. First I'm even thinking about it. But one thing I like about fresh servers is the interconnectivity of speedrunners interacting with each other to speed themselves up. Like trading gear, you know, finding upgrades, trading gear, buying, you know, extra bronze tube, trading, mailing, whatever. Maybe somebody's making potions for each other so you can finish quests. Like, oh wow. So you can finish like the Stone Talon quest and pick up an extra turn in. Like that kind of stuff is very intriguing to me. And you know, like lining up for dungeons and then whatnot. But I just don't know anything about like how to incentivize that. Like a tournament setting rather than a fresh. I'm only going to do this one quest because I'm so far ahead on XP. I don't want to be too far ahead on the guide. I wonder if it'd be faster to level on a 5-man group or if you leveled solo in different zones and just try to converge. 5-man is probably slower up until like level 30, and then I actually think a proper 5-man outpaces most classes. A proper, well-rehearsed, practiced 5-man speedrun, I think is faster. And you can see that in the Frontier launch with Windforce's 5-man group. They did a full 1 to 60 practice with 5 people and then ran it back. And the benefit was access to every dungeon without routing issues or waiting or anything. So you all go there. You also have access to every quest in the zone, even if it's really high level. Like, you know, you can do a red quest at like level 30 and it's completely fine. So you can change how you route. I think 5-man dungeon or 5-man leveling is super intricate and it's very min-maxy. But nobody does it. They just do they don't need to because of oh wow. A benefit from this quest is also 10 silver. 10 silver is a pretty big deal at this point to kill 5 boars.
Have a good one.
Hard logistically to get 5 people to play together? Yes. It's hard logistically, 1, because of comp, 2, because of timing, and there's also the added benefit on launch of sleep difference. You know, maybe somebody is more tired, someone's less tired, someone can't sleep one night. The risk you have is much higher. What about duos? I like duo leveling. Duo leveling is a bit more refined when it comes to leveling routes. Duo leveling is more refined than anything else. Ideal 5-man speedrun comp? Probably like mage. I mean, I don't even know. You have options. You could really fit whatever you want. I think priest. This is what Windforce played. It was a melee cleave. Priest, pally, warrior, hunter, focusing on large pulls and healing the warriors who get funneled rage by mobs and sweeping striking the world. 2 arms warriors. I think priest mage, you know, you could go for two options. I think priest mage makes the most sense as a trio. Priest mage. And then you probably want pullers at that point because mage priest kills anything and everything in the world with like 5 AEs, 5 novas. You killed the entire zone. I think at that point, maybe you go like warrior hunter because that gives you a tank for dungeons as well. So you have priest, warrior, hunter, mage. I think that's probably ideal. Isn't Windforce like 60 years old? Windforce is a very wise young man. He's a young 60. All his time inside has saved his I don't know, body from aging, bro. He hasn't done anything. He's been damaged by the sun, physical activities. Warrior, hunter, priest. See, I think that the problem is that like hunter, and warrior both have diminishing returns on each other. One warrior, sweeping, striking, and whirlwinding can get a lot of threat on a lot of mobs. 2 warriors almost splits the rage and mandates a higher pull count to both get mobs on each other. Which, you know, it could be a good thing. Like maybe you are able to get that.
How are you?
Also, this guy didn't have me buy a mining pick, weirdly enough. Maybe I was supposed to buy a mining pick at low level. So like, you don't mine? You do. This is an old guide. I need the update. It had me trade mining, but then I didn't get a mining pick. You do mine because you want well, I mean at this point this run is pretty scuffed with mining because I've walked over like 5 nodes, but you want to make dynamites. 10 silver boar quest has a time limit. Yeah. Thoughts and Pally's getting Crusader Strike. Probably likely. I don't think it's necessary. They just have to make sure that they balance Reckoning. Like maybe reduce max Reckoning charges, considering the fact that they have an extra auto attack, which can proc like another seal with Crusader Strike. Is early Anaya level 11 required before going to this is, you know, I don't have a version of the guide, unfortunately, that I can edit. So I feel like I'm a bit trapped with this RXP guide. It's like I almost wish that this guide in Darkshore, it has you do this loop of Darkshore, right? Let's just say this is Darkshore and not a bow. Okay. Let's say that this is Darkshore. Okay. And then it has you go like boom, 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 boom. But like it almost I don't like it. I feel like it should go boom, 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 boom. And you don't need to skip, you don't need to do this even. You go like this. Finish crabs on the way up. This would also get you a red crystal for XP gate to 14. Because like, why wouldn't you want to get this? I feel like at this point, your goal is to get 14 as fast as humanly possible because of AoE. Every second you exist at level 14 is more efficient than any second you exist at level 13 or 12 or 11 or 10 or whatever. Right? So like, I had a few questions in this guide. This is the first time I ran it. Number one, I was over leveled, but that's my fault. Number two, I skipped easy quest. This guy, I skipped an easy turn in, and I even skipped this one because I was over leveled. So it felt really bad. And there was another quest, Anaya, which what Bernie said, early Anaya, it's level 15. But if you're level 11, killing a level 15 isn't that insane. Especially if you can find like a back and forth spot. So like, send. I can send you my frontier. Yeah, I mean, if you don't mind sharing.
How are you?
Oh, no rush. I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't set it up today. But before my next speed run, I'd probably look at it. Now, like, I should also be including in the guide, number 3, RBP from the vendors. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Salutations. Be seeing you.
We just picked up some RBP. Like, I should have had... What the shit?
Can I help you?
Flute time, boys. Unfortunately, I don't have any linen cloth.
Pleased to meet you. Hi. You're a tall one.
I should have picked up... Again, I should have picked up some flint and tinder. I'm just sitting here doing nothing.
Hi. How are you?
Or engineering. Anything, bro. Anything. Where are they? FT or BP, man. Log out. Are you kidding me? Sir, you're losing seconds on your speedrun. Brother. Look at my splits. Look at my splits. Think I care about a fucking tram? Oh, I do need water. Good comms. I'm out of practice. Bottling my juice. I don't want to put that on peddler. Dude, I'm juicing so fucking hard.
Off and away.
I wonder if I have linen. I must have linen cloth marked as a peddler sale. And I need to undo that. unfortunately.
Very good.
Good day, you. Interesting.
Do I not do this? Do you not do this quest in this guide? That is very sad. I feel like I'm in a batch hearth from Stormwind to Aberdeen. But I don't imagine I ever go back up there. Wonder if there's a way to fit that in. 7 silver too. What if you did it right at level 10?
Good day to you.
Except Mirror Lake. Hey, this is the tech. This is Mudman tech. So why am I doing Mirror Lake? I guess because I'm just passing by. I must be going to... I must be going to Westfall then. Or maybe I'm just grabbing it now for later.
Well met. Be careful. Can I help you? Hello. See you around.
I'm gonna train Frostbolt 3.
Safe travels. Light be with you. Go with honor, friend.
Hmm. My inventory is very sad. Buying a bronze tube at 14 is very nice, but what am I going to do? Keep this in my inventory for 15 levels?
What can I do for you? Be careful.
It's one inventory spot. It's not that big.
Greetings. Go with honor, friend.
Didn't even have me buy Cask of Merlot.
See you around.
Didn't realize we were doing that.
Need help?
Bro.
Feel free to browse.
Hello, what can I do for you? Keep your feet on the ground.
Ishnu Allah.
Feel free to browse. Peace be with you.
I have to do this because I didn't do it last time. It's not in the guide, but it's because I skipped it.
I am honored. May the stars guide you.
I speed level, that's why. That's how it's fun.
What brings you here? Goddess watch over you. Hello.
May the stars guide you.
Greetings.
Yeah, it's inevitable, isn't it? Retail UI in Classic. Ugh. Gross. Impa was alive, yeah. You think I can do an AoE pull here? I don't think so. Maybe with no seers. Like the new hockey setup? Yeah, I mean, it's mostly the same. Mostly. Should have saved my Nova for the end. Fire wand. It's kind of cool. This is just normal era. Or if I can do this. Should be fine. I don't think I can AoE these. I think this is just a single target. AE is dumb. Just wait until you see Blizzard. True, Bernie. I have a question. Is the meta to go permafrost over fire? I feel like I went fireball without thinking about it, but then I remembered I think playing permafrost lets you AoE at like with AE a little bit better. Like I think that's what I played on my undead run. And I think that AE is actually really fucking insane. Like you can like really AoE pull with just AE if you have the mana. That's the biggest problem. Arcane talent. I was actually just thinking about that. So am I not trying to do this quest? A little confused by the guide. Maybe he's just like not trying to finish it. Yo, Hodzar. Thank you, bro. Yeah, that's kind of the problem that I'm seeing right now, Burning. Is what you guys are seeing vague? I'm blasting a mage, man. Like, I really wish I had the blood sausage buff with plus 6 inch from the offhand. Ding 15 wise man belt up here. I'm curious why the guide doesn't have you batch hearth from Westfall. Do 14 Westfall and do like some very early easy quests like Benny Blanco Pocket Watch. You could AoE the low level mobs on the way to Westfall or to Moonbrook or whatever the fuck. Sentinel Hill. Try to route this. I like it. I think, Burning, what do you think about this? Level 10. The problem is really Hearthstone timer. It's like I think that the play is something like level 10 Westfall picking up level 10 Westfall picking up Stormpike's delivery, doing the Moonbrook or the Pocket Watch quest at level 10, Discovery XP, and like Fire Blast kiting your way down to Sentinel Hill. I don't know what else you can really do. I'm a big fan of Goldshire Batch Hearth. I've actually done it in my guides multiple times. It's a very fast training location. You basically Hearth right to the trainer. And it's on the road to Westfall. I like it a lot, actually. I did that on Warrior to turn in Hogger. Rest XP guys specialized to classes. To an extent. At this point, I think it's much more specialized than it used to be. When it first came out, Rest XP was very much like a hunter guide. But they've been doing a lot of work on like guide refinement over the years, and I mean, it's pretty optimal for every class. There's probably some oddities still left in it, but it's pretty solid. I think it's also easy to not think classic when you see like all the buttons on my bar. Actually, now I'm looking at it. Yeah, I'm like trying to think about how to route in everything and it just doesn't line up very well. Genuinely. Unless you did something like a level 8 Elwyn. It just doesn't, I just don't think it lines up as well as it needs to. Unfortunately. Like it almost has to be like a level 8 rush. Yeah, burning. That's like kind of what I'm thinking. I didn't know that you could unstuck to the tram, but miss on Raquest. That's okay because you can just walk in and do it and not do the follow-up. Like if you really wanted to. Or like you thinking about it, I think that it makes the most sense actually to me to just use your Hearthstone as a non-batch from Elwyn. Then walk to Ironforge at 10. Like you're not saving that much time. Should be AoEing these. Unstucking to Thelsmar at 8. Doesn't sound bad. There's a potion probably. It's fine. God, Mage is so fucking sick. I just did 2 minutes of Pally gameplay. Where's Anaya? Someone kidnapped her. There's no way there's a level 14 hunter in this zone. That's crazy. She just spawned. There's an added bonus to traveling at level 10. You create more water. Is that a benefit? Say if you walked to Elwyn Forest and you did like a batch hearth from Goldshire to Ironforge. Do you have enough time? Do you have enough time to finish at 12 and then, you know, whatever? Tram at 6. Train rank 1 conjurer. How does that look? Does that mean you do steel grill tools and then the 2 bear fur for, you know, steel grill, and then the meats quest is 7, so you skip that? Do you come back and do that later? It's a pretty good quest. So you're extending your low level area. You're doing Goldshire and Karanos. I think it lines up better to go at like 7 or 8. Wasn't supposed to do this one. Yeah, what's up, Simply? Damn. Is the human route even faster burning? I don't know. Oh, we got a rare. Should I do sod? You should do whatever you want, bro. If you like sod, sod is great. Burning, what if you did? What if you did standard 10 rush and a Thelsamar? Fly Iron Forge. Do tram. Double turn in. Grab Stormpike delivery. Grab your Mage Quest, train 10 in Stormwind. Do Mage Quest, grab Hogger. Do Pocket Watch, Hogger, turn in Goldshire. Do East Elwyn at 10. Rolf's Corpse, Princess. Maybe it's better to go east before going to Hogger, whatever. Grab Hearthstone and Goldshire. Grab Red Ridge Flight Path. After East, Hearth Goldshire. Turn in Princess, kill Hogger, do Pocket Watch, skip Westfall. Being 12. So you Hearth Goldshire from Red Ridge Flight Path. Which means you don't need to go there anymore. Which is, I think it's a big deal. I think it's good. Ding 12, you sure? No, I'm not. I was asking. But I think it's close, yeah. I think if you do standard 10, like you do ding 10 in Thelsamar or right before Thelsamar on like the reports, you go ding in Dunrow, and then you go Thelsamar to Tower, and then you go back to Thelsamar to IF to Tram to Goldshire, and you do all this shit that I said in Goldshire. You go Red Ridge. So your loop looks like this in Goldshire. You come in from Stormwind. You go boom. Boom. Actually, you can do this later. You go directly to Goldshire. Boom. Boom. All the way to Red Ridge. Hearthstone. Then you go... You probably kill Hogger here. And then you go... Shit, I don't even know. Boom. 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 I don't know. No gold tooth. Six to 10 Dunrow isn't as efficient. Really? I could see that. I think... Could you go... Is Goldtooth worth doing? I don't even know. But if you went at 10... You wouldn't do it. I quite like that idea of burning. I don't know how a level 6 mage fares against bone breakers and skull crushers. Presumably level 7 mage. Or Vagash. You only do the 6 skull crushers? Oh. That's kind of nice. As long as you have Fire Blast, I feel like Vagash is doable. Wait, Frostbolt? I've literally never Frostbolted it. I just Fire Blast kited all the way to the guard. It's probably harder to do at 6. You can't do that. Should be AoEing, man. I need to fireball them. The level 14 bears. I also feel like... Is this weird to say? I feel like the routing... It kind of sucks that you miss out on a low-level Westfall. Like a level 14 Westfall would probably be so sick. There's so much low-level stuff. Gortusk charges you for 250. Yeah, I guess they're boars. It might be better with Flame Strike. I didn't kill nearly enough bears. I was zoned out. Now I'm backtracking. Terrible. Terrible. Yo, Pastor Reno, thank you, bro. This is Era. My macro isn't working. Why? Fire Mage till 30? I mean, you could do Fire Mage to 60 if you want. It's not that bad. But Frost will always be faster. Bernie, hear me out. Hear me out. Permafroster. The permafrost AoEer. No, actually, I think the arcane tech could be the play. You just go like 5 points arcane focus into 5 points arcane concentration. Frost armor to pocket. Yeah. Imp Fireball is too good. What if you went Imp Frostbolt? If you went Imp Frostbolt, then you Frostbolted 10 to 12. Then level 12 to 14 you lose out, but classic first time chatter right there. That'd be crazy, Burning. New form of helper. New form of helper. The only thing is you can't get healed while you're in a duel. Just practicing for the sake of it. Classic plus mage prep. Who knows, dude? Where are my bears? Oh, this is a nightmare, man. I was thinking about crabs the other day, Burning. Do you need a second mage to do that? Is that the tech? That is sus. Mage Tiger and a Priest Helper. That is insane, bro. Yeah, I need that. Yeah, that was insane, Burning. I like the idea of the route 12 pre Darkshore. The only thing that I don't necessarily like is if you go at level 8, I don't think that you can accept the quest to go to Stormwind. I think that's necessary to ding 12 at in a good timing with what I was talking about. I don't know. I don't know, dude. I want to mess around with that. That sounds really interesting. Nine required. What would you cut out of Dunmoreau? Like, do you just cut out the Boar Bear Leopard quest entirely? Is that the kind of thing you cut? No, because that's a fault. There's a follow up to that that's pretty solid, I think. Oh, I didn't have my belt on. What if you just grind here at 14? If you had... I feel like you could just sit here at 14 and it would be insane. But maybe you can just AoE the bears and it's fine with dynamite. Honestly, like I feel like I'm not getting the practice I need out of this run. This may be a naive question, but why spend a lot of time optimizing sub 20? Wouldn't it be better to optimize later levels? Yeah. No, I mean at 14. Am I supposed to be doing cave mushrooms here at 15? I imagine I do. I don't know. Maybe not.
Peace be with you. May the stars guide you.
What brings you here? Ashatala. Good luck, friend.
Ishnu Allah. Good luck, friend.
Yeah, it seems like I'm lining up to do red crystal, cave mushrooms. Maybe even turn in Tower of Altalax.
Can I assist you? My goods are of the highest quality. What brings you
Or
here?
has you do melon juice?
Farewell.
You're back. Be right back, yo. Don Foss, thank you, bro. One sec. I guess it wants you to grab the Zabraxis thingy.
Well met.
My goods are of the highest quality. Greetings. Elaine be with you till next we meet.
Ishnu Daldiel.
What's on your mind? Be good.
How are you? See you soon.
One of the dual helpers that stands out in my head was Druid Warrior with Seed Ink Rays doing like duels and then charge, and then ranging so the forfeit doesn't do animation. Rinse, repeat. Good for travel pre-40.
Ishnu Allah. What brings you here? Go in peace.
How may I help?
Saw Burning do a jump here. Warlock, Curse of Wreck. Warlock, Hunter, Curse of Wreck on Hunter and Pet. What am I in combat with? Oh. I actually think burning a really high level mage, like a level 50 mage, once you're spec'd back into the arcane tree, with a very low level helper, like let's say a level 20 mage, feeding you mana to do infinite AE pulls with your resist talent, with rank 1 fireballs. The mage has to be high enough level, the helper mage has to be high enough level to have a sustain in a low level spell. Sustain a low level spell. But that would be insane. That would be a really cool technology. Because it's 5% 1 second cooldown. So level 20 mage is casting fireball on you in your pull. Every 2 seconds, you're getting 5% of your total mana. And you're just like replenishing AEs. I actually think you would run into sustain problems. Find a low level. Well, the thing with the low level mage is like, if you have infinite mana, then you can just counterspell it onto them, or like as long as you're pulling a mob less than every 20 seconds or whatever counterspell is. You know? Or Fire Blast. It's not that big of a deal because you have mana. Like, if anything, the level 20 helps you by pulling. As long as you control it well together. Yo, Pops, thank you for the raid, bro. We're doing some just casual leveling on classic. Doing the mage. Thank you again, Pops. Have a good dinner, bro. This feels so wrong to do at level 15. I definitely feel like this route, like I routed recently, last year I routed a mage run. Year and a half ago at this point, maybe 2 years. And pretty much from level 14 on, I was AE spam. I feel like I feel like this is out of order. Like I definitely feel the play that I'm doing here is almost forcing Fireball all the way to like 16. It doesn't feel good. Like there's some AoE. But like, yeah, imagine having Flame Strike here. You pull 4, Flame Strike AE down, and it's like, it's just so efficient. And all it takes is just some swaps, like come here at 16, do 12 to 14 early Darkshore, right? Do a more standard route. Where do you find the 2 levels of XP? I think the only answer is Elwyn Forest Westfall. That's the only answer. I feel. But like I said, I feel like there's some really low-hanging fruit. At least Pocket Watch. And then like you don't have the delivery quest like Human does to Westfall, but Pocket Watch, Hogger, Princess, Rolf's Corpse. Even as simple as like discovering a little bit of XP on those zones. Like 600 discovery. Oh my god. F2 macro. Fireward? Oh, it's detect magic. Any news on Classic Plus? Guys, if I had any news on Classic Plus, you guys would be the last people I tell. No streamer just has news on Classic Plus. That's Blizzard. Like, I'm doing this. This is terrible. Well, 18 totemic. To kill him, you just Nova. Don't you have to kill something to drop this? I think I remember there being an evade spot you showed me burning. I'm just killing it. feel like I recognize something like there, but I don't feel confident enough to be able to replicate it off of a feeling. Double resist. Bro. Can you just use it in combat? I've never tried. I think this mob is linked to all of them. Man, I miss logout skips. I don't know why logout skips died outside of they just did one day. Mop launched and it just died. Do we see a saber stock? I mean, a death cap. Really just can't tell. It's really looking like there's not one up here. Really hate to see that. Behind the pillar on the left? No, I checked. Ah, he evaded the flame blast. I tried something insane. This is gonna be so hard. I just need to clear these two and then it's fine. It's gonna get a little sus here for a moment though. We are also on a timer. You think I can just loot that? Yeah, we can loot that. Nope. Not like that. I have to go in further. Might be worth to clear that one guy. But that is crazy work. Double resist. Not even just one. The doubler. Try again. Can't be afraid of these heathens. No way I'm in line of sight, by the way. Resist! Bro, what is this RNG? It's not hardcore, by the way, guys. It's just a waste of time. I should have done that at the end. Just commit to dying. Take Resig. Talent and Arcane? Yeah, well. I also would have lived if I miraculously wasn't in line of sight of that dude behind a rock. Took 30 HP. Overkill for 3. Or if I just went slower. Killed them. Kill at least one. Fangs. Dude, this is like... Bro. Do Moonstalker Fangs by itself, huh? Is that what we're really doing right now? I'm gonna go Fireball Moonstalkers to get 2 Fangs. At level 16. It just doesn't feel right, man. I need to be bombing shit. The mana play AoE? Yeah, I guess so. feel like I kind of have to Nova. It's too much damage. Wow. 6 Moonstalkers, 0 Fangs. This is what I meant, more so. It feels like almost pointless in a way. I'm gonna go kill Moonstalkers later. But I guess I might just do that in the south. Yo, Vitochi. Dude. Fangless cats. New epidemic in Darkshore. Imagine if you were here at 16, you could also AoE the crabs. +1? Layer, please. Layer, please. Well, I don't think that there's any Moonstalkers. No more Moonstalkers. Is this a 1 pass north? Why not be coming back up here? I see. It makes sense. Yeah, Blizzard's announcing Riot plus MMO instead of Classic Plus at BlizzCon, and they're merging. And Microsoft is buying the rest of the gaming company world. Yeah, I just figured out about the Kamisayo event yesterday. I to me it's way too much effort for the actual player. It's like a lot of commitment for one tournament. For me, I would have played in it if it was separate events. Think we can do it? So bad.
Can I assist you?
I wonder how impactful this curse is. God, it's so sus. I think even just having like a level 4 priest or whatever for like +2 stam is so impactful here. Wonder what it is. Power Ward Fort. Rank 2. It's level 12. Damn. It's not realistic. Level 1 priest though is 2 stam. That's realistic. Scrolls and Darna. No, you could probably like layer hop in Stormwind. The real tech would be like Gurubashi farmer into like layer hop, like scroll / potion farmer. And then you have somebody do 50 herbalism and give you minor fortitude. No, I wouldn't. I'm not going to speedrun Wrath. No, I'm not practicing for any reason. Just fun.
Greetings. Go in peace.
Ishno del Diab.
I'm listening. Good luck, friend. Can I assist you? How may I help? Be careful. What brings you here? Hello. Alone light your path.
I feel like, dude, my settings reset.
Ishnu Allah.
I am on.
I knew something was up. I was like, there's got to be auto quest rewards on this stuff.
Goddess, watch over you. May the stars guide you. Alone light your path.
Unfortunately, I can't batch Hearth.
Greetings.
So we will be walking. I am using it, yeah. had trouble with batch hearthing while streaming. I have failed to batch hearth while streaming today. Hearthstone batching sets your hearth location after you teleport to your old hearth location. I mean, it's worked. I've done like 4 batch hearths and only 1 has failed. Sample size is pretty low. So if you were doing Dun Moreau, Coleridge to 5.2, something like this. And then Dun Moreau to 6, if you were going to do the human route that you were talking about. Or 8. 6 is it's better to notepad this. So there's 2 options. 5 to 6. There's 2 lines here. Okay. Then it's just 4 to Stalking Jet Steam, Steel Grill, supplies. I think that's it. Plus Vagash. What was it? I don't think you can do Vagash at 6. But then 5 to 8 would be Stalking Jet Scheme, Steel Grill, Wendigo to 7, right? Into Meats, Gash, Skull Splitter, Dulcimar, FP to IF. Like this. The benefit in both of these, actually, interestingly enough, you could Hearthstone. Despair does Lost Pilot to ding 8. I kind of like that. So those are the two options, right? When you do 6 to 8 Elwyn, you do Gold Dust, you do Kobold plus Boar loop. And then you would, like, that's pretty much it, right? That's it. That's like all, that's all it is. That's the only difference. And then you're back on track. Eight to 10 Elwyn.
What can I do for you? Have a good one.
You definitely don't solo an early Hogger at 6. There's no way that's good. I mean, I say that, but like, it could be. I feel like you just go so far out of your way for a Hogger.
See you later.
What can I do for you? Have a good one.
Never got the flight path because Batch Hearth? No, I wasn't gonna Batch Hearth at all. So like what I was thinking, Bernie, what I was thinking was like Hearthstone and Coldridge at some point. Say Hearthstone, Coldridge at 15 minutes. Let's just say. And then Hearthstone, Lakeshire to Goldshire at around 1.1 hour question mark minutes. I don't know what time it is. At least 115 plus. This is what I was thinking. Like the traditional human opener does. And then you have Hearthstone and Goldshire, and you just batch from Aberdeen later. Hearthstone Gricknir. Yeah. Yeah, like you pick up, yeah, exactly. You pick up Cold Brew Delivery, and then you, or Scalding Delivery, and then you do Gricknir, Hearthstone, turn it in, go turn in Gricknir plus return the cup, leave. Yeah, exactly. And then you just walk up. I mean, it sucks, but like when you're level 10, this means you can craft, you can visit, you visit 2 extra, where am I going? I'm going to the freaking warrior trainer, bro. You visit 2 extra engineering trainers for more thingies, more RBP. You get crafting time, and you get the rat quest done. You don't get the follow-up for silver. You also get to pick up Stormpike Delivery, which is a very valuable 7 silver plus 1k XP. I think it's good. But the hopes, in my opinion, the hopes is that it gets you to level 12, right? Otherwise, there's like no point in doing all of this. 12 rat quest. See, I don't think that even makes sense. I think it's like I think it makes sense in all of this to go 14 Loch Modan. This is what lines up in my head. Is a 1 to 14, 14 to 18 Darkshore, 14 to 16 maybe. We do 14 to 16 Batch Hearth back. Goldshire, do Westfall. 16 to 18 Westfall, 18 to 20 whatever, Duskwood or Darkshire. No, I'm playing on a random dead server. Just for emptiness. I don't know where you're getting XP to 14 in Westfall. No, not in Westfall. It's the warrior route, Burning. It's the warrior route. 1 to 14 Darkshore. Like, the goal, the overarching goal being 1 to 12 Elwyn, let's say Ding on Tram, 12 to 14 Lock. You see? And then 14 to 16, right? It just lines up like this. It's just like this is my warrior route. It's literally the same thing. It's like 18 to 21. Like all of this, right? So you do like this. Badge Hearthstone Goldshire. Badge Hearth Stormwind Aberdeen. Dunmorrow you skipped? No, you just never do it. I mean, that's the thing, like, that's the thing. You can, but if you're going to go to Thelsmar at 8, you don't redo Dunmorrow. It doesn't make any sense. Right? You either opt to doing Dunmorrow again and going to Thelsmar, or you do Thelsmar and you skip it. I think that's in my head, that's part of the agreement you make when you go Thelsmar at 8, is that you're saying, I'm gonna be a human player. And I'm bypassing my zone. And I think it's possibly sound. I don't know if it's better. But it's definitely there. And then I don't know, I don't really know the rest of the route, right? Because the mage route is something I haven't done past 20 on Alliance. As long as you get the XP gate to 14 and lock. I mean, it seems easy, right? Because going in, you're level 12. Warrior gets it. Warrior does level 12. Level 12. And then goes to lock and ends at 14.
What can I do for you?
That's just part of the route that I know that you can get it.
See you
And
around.
all that I do normally is Trogs, Delsmar Blood Sausage, Rat Ears, Stormpike Delivery times 2, right? Or Stormpike Delivery times 1. And then you can also go buy, I mean, obviously you go buy your Wise Man Belt, plus maybe you do Buzzards and you leave. Bizards. One thing that I liked about the boar, I've never done the boar quest, but oh, the swing on the lair. What's up, man? Didn't push to hit 14 at the end of my lock, and you were 10% off. Yeah, I think it just happens. It's like pretty natural timing wise.
Greetings. Light
can I do for
bless you.
Light bless you. King's honor, friend. For the Alliance.
Now the real question is it better
Light be with you. Be careful.
This is not hardcore. You did Shimmerweed? Oh, so the route that you did was most likely not this. It was most likely this, but then also meets to camp, then to Vagash. Like this. To line up for Shimmerweed. Which makes sense if you're right there. It also means you can grind on the way back. It's not the worst. But this means you go west when you come back. I mean, I actually am quite a big fan of the idea of a level 9 Elwyn or a level 10 Elwyn. I don't know. I can't get it out of my head. Level 10 Elwyn is really nice. Because it opens, I think, the Batch Hearth travel back. Because you pick up the quest on the first way in. And you can do this quest. Level 10. Well, thank you. Thank you, Burning. Yo, mob split. Thank you. What's going on in Classic Era? Nothing, I'm just gaming. Trying to do some speedrunning stuff. I feel like speedrunning is something that it's like more of my roots in WoW, and it's been a while since I've engaged in it. So just participating in the speedrun for the sake of it. I love routing. It's been so long since I've had a reason to do it. Makes me sad. So even though Classic Plus is like probably around the corner and it won't be impacted by this kind of stuff, it's still fun. You know, maybe practice will yield some results in a Classic Plus.
How are you?
But I'm gonna log here, boys. I might do some theory crafting real quick before, but in the day a little early. Yeah, definitely interested to see that Swingo. Think they release Classic Plus this year? I don't know. We'll probably figure out at BlizzCon. I feel like the route I think this is what I would do. Or alternatively, there's two lines here in my opinion. I don't think I like the 1 to 6. One is 6 to 8. Like this. I guess there's 3 lines. These would be the lines. I think that realistically, if you go to 6, L1 at level 6, you don't ding 12 before Ironforge, which means you're going to lock Modon at 10, which I think is cringe. You don't have the you don't have the freaking rank 2 fireball, rank 3 fireball, which really makes lock playable. Then all 3 of these I think converge in a 12 to 14 lock. Right? So this is the benefit I see. I think 1 to 6, more human. More human zone. This one cuts out probably kobolds. Does everything else. I don't know. So I personally think it's this. And these numbers don't have to be precise because level 8 Elwyn doesn't mean anything else besides like a cutoff. Like it could be 1 to 9, 9 to 12. So I'm going to put it like this. It's basically just a pre-10. The problem I see is I don't think that if you go at level 8, it's efficient. I think that there's 2 problems for Mage here. compared to melee. Like a melee going to Elwyn at level 8 is going to do the it'll do freaking Gold Tooth, and it could do whatever. I think a 1 to 9 Cold Ridge sounds better, and you do basically you add in Shimmerweed. Right, it's 5 to 8. It's 5 to 9. It's the same thing, but instead of just doing Stalking Jet Steam, Steel Grill, you do, and like all this stuff. You do Lost Pilot. You do Vagash. Wait, it would be here. You do Shimmer and Hold and Animals. Then you go Vagash. This is like almost a level 10. It's like a 9.5 probably. If you went all the way to 10 and you dinged in Thelsamar, you would also have the added benefit of turning or grabbing the Thelsamar quest chain, which I really like the idea of. Yeah, you would do all of that burning. It's a chain. Shimmerweed. I think that Shimmerweed is a follow-up of the quest that you talk. I think it's Bitter Rivals. I think Shimmerweed is a follow-up of Bitter Rivals. No? The Perfect Stout? What is Perfect Stout? Shimmerweed is 8. Yeah, I mean, you would pretty much do a standard run. I'm confused on this quest route because I'm pretty sure that I do this. This is the lake up here. Shimmerweed. Karanos. Camp. Right? I'm pretty sure that I do this sort of thing, right? And then you have Shimmerweed. Do you not have? Like, I'm pretty sure I always have Shimmerweed right here. Right, I pick up Frostmane Hold. And then I go. So I don't know what Wowhead is saying, but I don't know what the exact pathing is, but I'm pretty sure you just have it. So you just do like a standard run. What are we up to, lads? Just doing some theory crafting on speedrunning. Mage stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna call it for today. Yeah, later, boys. Have a good night. No, we haven't been watching any of it. Maybe.